Did you know that the earliest form of dance was actually a form of communication between cave people? Imagine trying to ask someone out with a mammoth tango. Yes, you heard it right. Our prehistoric ancestors had a language of their own, but it wasn't spoken or written. It was danced. This primal form of expression was used to convey feelings, tell stories, and even to court a potential mate. Picture this, a caveman, in his best animal skin attire, trying to woo his love interest with a series of leaps, twirls, and stomps. Now that's a romantic gesture that would make anyone's heart skip a beat. As society evolved, so did dance. It moved from the caves to the campfires, becoming a communal activity that brought tribes together. These group dances were more than just social gatherings. They were a means of expressing communal identity, a way to pass down stories from generation to generation, and a form of celebration. Imagine the whole tribe, young and old, moving in rhythm under the starlit sky, each dance step narrating a part of their shared history. Eventually, dance found its place in the royal courts. It became an art form, a symbol of sophistication and elegance. It was no longer just about communication or social bonding. It was about grace, beauty, and skill. Dance was not just for everyone anymore. It was for those who had the talent and the training. It was performed for audiences, not just participants, adding a whole new layer of complexity and beauty to the art form. And today, dance has become a universal language that transcends borders and cultures. It's an expression of joy, of sorrow, of love, of anger. It's a form of liberation, a way to connect, and a means to tell stories that words often fail to capture. Dance, in its various forms and styles, continues to evolve, keeping pace with our ever-changing world. So, next time you're struggling to express yourself, remember our ancestors and break into a dance. Just avoid the mammoth tango, it's a bit outdated. We all know that one person who trips over their own feet. In the dance world, we call that a rookie breakdancer. Imagine this. You're at a party, the music is pumping and you're feeling the rhythm. You decide to bust out your most impressive dance moves, but instead of wowing everyone, you trip over your feet and land flat on your face. You might feel embarrassed, but in the dance world we see this as an opportunity to learn and grow. Some of the most famous dancers started by tripping over their own feet. They turned their blunders into breakthroughs, their mishaps into masterpieces. Yes, even the likes of Michael Jackson and Fred Astaire had their fair share of stumbles and falls. In the world of dance, it's not about never falling, it's about falling with style. It's about transforming a stumble into a spin, a trip into a twirl, a fall into a fancy footwork. This is what we call the art of tripping gracefully. Let's take a moment to appreciate these brave souls who dared to dance and trip. These are the people who, despite the odds, found the courage to step onto the dance floor, dance their hearts out, and yes, sometimes fall flat on their faces. Their courage and determination to keep dancing, no matter how many times they trip, is what makes them true dancers. So next time you find yourself tripping over your feet, remember, you're not alone. Every dancer, from the novices to the pros, has had their share of trips and falls. And each trip is an opportunity to discover a new move, to create a unique style, to add a personal touch to the dance. So go ahead, trip, stumble, fall, but do it with grace, do it with style. Embrace the fall, make it part of your dance. After all, what's a dance without a little stumble? What's a dance without a little fun? Remember, in dance, there are no mistakes, only unplanned solos. From the elegance of ballet to the energy of hip-hop. And let's not forget the unforgettable chicken dance. Welcome to the world where grace meets goofiness, and rhythm can sometimes look like a wild, uncoordinated flailing of limbs. Let's start with ballet, the epitome of elegance. Picture this, a ballerina poised and graceful, floating across the stage as if weightless. Now imagine the same ballerina doing the chicken dance. It's a sight that could either be hilariously entertaining or a tragic comedy depending on your perspective. Next, we have the high-energy world of hip-hop, where every move is an explosion of power and attitude. But even in this realm of cool, the chicken dance manages to find its place. Picture a hip-hop dancer mid-breakdance suddenly transitioning into the chicken dance. It's like mixing a hardcore rap song with a nursery rhyme, an odd combination that's sure to induce a chuckle or two. And then there's the tango, the dance of love, filled with passion and intensity. It's a dance that tells a story, a drama unfolding with each step and turn. Now replace that passionate tango with the chicken dance, and what you get is a comedy, a lighthearted parody that takes the seriousness of the tango and flips it on its head. Lastly, we come to the world of contemporary dance, a world that embraces freedom and individuality. Here, the chicken dance could easily blend in, its quirky moves adding a touch of humor to the expressive and often abstract world of contemporary dance. So, whether it's the grace of ballet, the power of hip-hop, the passion of the tango, or the freedom of contemporary dance, the chicken dance can find its place, bringing a dash of humor and a reminder not to take ourselves too seriously. Whether you're a Swan Lake enthusiast or a chicken dance expert, it's all about having fun. After all, dance is a language that everyone can speak, and sometimes it's perfectly okay to have a funny accent. Dance battles, where the law of the jungle applies. It's survival of the fittest, or rather, survival of the grooviest. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer spectacle of a dance battle. Picture a gladiator arena, only instead of swords and shields, our warriors are armed with killer moves and a rhythm that just won't quit. Instead of a lion, you're facing off against a breakdancer with a windmill that could cause a hurricane. Each dancer enters the circle with a swagger, a confidence that says, "I'm about to lay down some moves that will make your head spin." But it's not all about the grandstanding. It's about the connection with the music, the rhythm, and the people around you. It's about expressing yourself in the most flamboyant, audacious, and yes, hilarious way possible. Now imagine this battle in the heart of the jungle, where the fiercest creatures strut, leap, and twirl in a display of dominance. Only in this version, the peacock is doing the moonwalk, the gorilla is popping and locking, and the king of the jungle, well, he's busy perfecting his robot. Dance battles are a humorous spectacle of human nature. They showcase our competitive spirit, our desire to stand out, and our sheer joy in moving to the beat. They remind us that we're all a little bit ridiculous, a little bit brave, and a whole lot of fun. So, the next time you find yourself in a dance battle, don't think of it as a fight to the death. Think of it as an opportunity to show off your inner peacock, your inner gorilla, your inner lion. It's not about who can do the most spins or the highest jump. It's about who can make the crowd laugh, cheer, and maybe even join in. So, if you ever find yourself in a dance battle, remember it's not about winning, it's about who has the funkiest moves. To all those who have ever fallen, tripped, or bumped into something while dancing, this one's for you. We've all been there. You're in the groove, feeling the rhythm. Your body is moving in sync with the music. And then boom. You stumble, you trip, you take a tumble, your cheeks flush, your heart races, and for a moment you wish the floor would open up and swallow you whole. But let's not dwell on the embarrassment. Instead, let's celebrate the courage, the resilience, and the sheer audacity to get back up and dance again. Picture this. A youthful dancer, full of energy and enthusiasm, attempting a daring leap, only to land with a thud that rattles the stage. There's a moment of stunned silence, but then she gets up, dusts herself off, and continues her routine with an even greater fervor. That's the spirit of a true dancer. Or how about the seasoned professional who, in the middle of a high-energy tap routine, loses a shoe? Does he stop? No. He carries on, tapping and twirling with such gusto that the audience is left in awe of his dedication. And let's not forget the countless dancers who've turned their missteps into memorable moments. The break dancer who spun out of control but turned it into a hilarious worm dance. The ballet dancer who slipped but incorporated the fall into an impressive floor routine. The salsa dancer who stepped on her partner's foot but managed to turn it into a playful twirl. These stories aren't just funny anecdotes, they're testaments to the spirit of dance. They remind us that dance isn't about perfection, it's about expression, passion, and the ability to pick yourself up when you stumble. It's about turning those moments of embarrassment into moments of triumph. So the next time you find yourself tripping over your own feet or missing a beat, remember these brave souls. Laugh it off, dust yourself off, and keep dancing. After all, dance fails are just proof that gravity has a wicked sense of humor. Who needs a gym when you can dance? Just ask anyone who's tried the Macarena for an hour straight. Now, we all know dancing is a blast, but have you ever considered it as your go-to workout? Let's get into some hilarious dance workout stories that are sure to get your feet tapping. You've heard about people power walking in the park, doing yoga on their balcony, or lifting weights in the basement. But have you ever heard of someone trying to shed those extra pounds by doing the Macarena? Yes, the Macarena. Picture this, a living room turned dance floor, the Macarena on repeat, and a determined soul sweating it out in rhythm. And it's not just the Macarena. Whether it's the cha-cha, the twist, or even the chicken dance, these unconventional workouts have people laughing, dancing, and yes, burning those calories. So, dance like no one's watching, because even if you mess up, at least you're burning calories.